This tutorial will cover everything you need to know to start using BullX and making profits. We will cover everything from setting up your account, the best settings for fees, how to use filters to find meme coins with great potential, how to set up automatic buy and sell orders, and I created chapters in this video if you need to skip to any particular section. If you don't have BullX already, make sure you use the link you can find at the top of the description, because if you try to access BullX without a ref link, you will be placed in the waiting list, and currently there are over 2 million people waiting to get access. So if you want to get access now, just head over to the description below. And when you first launch BullX, right here in the middle of the screen, you will be able to top up your wallets. However, if you close this section, you just go to Wallet Manager and make sure that you export your private keys. And if you don't have this option to export private keys, you have to create a new wallet and make sure to use only the wallets that you have access to via private keys. Because if anything goes south, for example your Telegram will get blocked, you will have access to your funds. And make sure to create one wallet for Solana and one wallet for any other chain, because Ethereum, Binance, Base, Arbitrum and Blast all share the same wallet address. So just click here to create new wallet. Now click here to export private keys, and this option is only available for 48 hours after you create your wallet, so make sure to do it ASAP. And it will be downloaded in the TXT format, so make sure you import these wallets into your MetaMask and Phantom wallet and then remove that file so no one gets access to them by mistake. And if you want to add your private keys to MetaMask or Phantom wallet, the process is very simple. Just click on the extension. For Phantom wallet, click here, add or connect wallet and import private key. And right here you just paste your private key and click import. On MetaMask the process is very similar. So once you imported your wallets, now you can actually add your funds. So make sure that you change your primary wallet to the wallets you just imported. To do so you can click here and select make primary. And now you can add funds by clicking here, and you can add funds by scanning the QR code or sending to this wallet address. And as I mentioned previously, on Ethereum you have the same wallet address but different chains. So Ethereum on normal Ethereum is different from Ethereum on Base. So keep that in mind. However, in today's tutorial we'll cover Solana. Before I even show you how to find meme coins, I will first explain to you what are the fees on BullX and how you can set them up properly so you actually make profit and don't lose money on smaller trades. Because a lot of people who make small trades like $10 or less are actually losing money if they don't set them up correctly. And even if you create larger orders, you need to know this too. So to actually set up your fees, let's go to any meme coin. And on the right side, you have the options to set up your fees. This is the profile I've been using for a while and it works, even though it has 0 priority fee and only 5% slippage, because my orders were very small and the meme coins I was trading didn't have huge volatility. If the volatility on the meme coin is very large, you need to adjust the slippage accordingly. For example, you could use like 20 or even 30% slippage. For buy, priority fee is quite interesting because you can set it up to 0. However, the minimal amount that every single trade on BullX is executed with is 0.001. And you cannot bypass that, it's just the way it's coded, so actually the transaction will be executed. And on top of that, you have to keep in mind that every single transaction you execute using BullX includes different fees. Because priority fee is one thing, you have to pay the fees for Solana transfer, for the swap on Radium, 1% for pump fund if the token you are trading is still on pump fund. Also you have to pay 0.002 Solana to create an account for the meme coin. This is just how the Solana works. You cannot move a meme coin to a wallet without creating this account. Plus 0.9% fee for BullX, and it's still 10% less than your average trading bot, so it's pretty good. And if we sum up everything for executing a simple transaction of buying and selling, in total you may pay 0.01 SOL. And now the most interesting part, the bribe free and MEF protection. Do you have to use it, or you can keep it at 0. You should use MEV protection only for buys, because you can create separate settings for buy and sell orders. It's very unlikely that you will be MEV botted while selling, so only use MEV protection for buying. And MEV protection basically prevents you from losing money from your trades, because MEV bots are looking for people who have high slippage. So for example, if the meme coin price is right here and you increase your slippage to like 30%, it will allow your transaction to be executed at way higher price. So what MEV bot is going to do is buy here where the meme coin price is at, then you will have to buy at this price, and the MEV bot is going to sell on you. So you actually pay extra on this trade, and you will have to use MEV protection if you are trading with 0.5 Solana or higher. And what should be your bribe fee? You can see what's the current bribe fee right here inside of BullX. So you can just copy this, and this is the minimal amount you have to pay. And this number can change in a couple of minutes, so keep in mind that you might have to set it higher to make sure that your transaction will go through. And as you can see, right now the bribe is actually higher. So I would just do something like this, and you are good. And going back to priority fee, this is the minimal amount. However, if you want your transaction to be processed as soon as possible, you can increase this amount. However, if you use MEV protection, the priority fee doesn't really matter, so you can keep it at the minimal level of 0.001. So now I'll show you how to actually filter through meme coins to find some promising ones that you can actually trade for profit. So let's start with new pairs. The filters I like to use are as follows: mint out disabled, freeze out disabled, and LP burned. You have to select these three options to actually remove the obvious scams. I don't really care about top 10 holders, because sometimes if top 10 holders hold a lot of supply, it's actually good for the meme coin, it all depends. And I like to find meme coins which actually have at least one social account like Twitter or Telegram connected to them. And to filter out the scams even further, select a maximum market cap at something high, like 10 million, because I won't be trading more expensive ones. I want to search for the meme coins that actually have still a lot of room to grow, but they aren't brand new. So I'll set up my market cap, the minimum market cap, at 50,000, and I want to have at least 50 transactions for each meme coin, because I don't want to find a meme coin that just launched with 10 people buying a lot of supply, because it's kind of sketchy. If there's at least 50 transactions, it shows that this coin may be legit, but of course you have to make research every single time before you buy the coin. So that would be my setting for searching new pairs. Now for Palm Vision. For Palm Vision, I only use filters for new creations, because the coins that are about to graduate, you can easily scan through them, and I will show you how you can see which one will probably rock or not. But for Palm Vision, there is so much new meme coins being created every single minute that you have to apply filters. And I use only two. First, dev holding %, max 20. Because if the developer is holding more of the supply, it's way riskier, at least in my experience. And you need to have some volume on the meme coin, so you can see that there's some interest with the coin and that it can actually go higher and migrate to Radium. So I will set it up to at least 10,000. And then you can just scan through the coins, and as I mentioned before, they're about to graduate. There is way less of them, so you can scroll through them very quickly. And to spot meme coins that can actually rock, here are three things you need to keep in mind. First, the top holders. If there is huge amount of supply in the top 10 holders, it's quite risky. Also, this rat icon shows you percentage held by insiders. Insiders are wallets which didn't buy the meme coin, they just got sent supply. And it's very typical for meme coins like this to start dumping the supply from insider wallets once they are close to migrating, or they just graduated to Radium, and then new people will start buying these coins and the insider wallets start selling on them. And it's actually happening quite often, so you have to keep that in mind. And in the Explore page, I usually search for more established tokens. However, filters apply as follows: mint out disabled, freeze out disabled, LP burned, and at least one social. And here you can just search by trending, gainers, losers, recents, and select your time frame. And I usually go through the trending meme coins to see what's actually trending on Solana right now, because the narrative changes so fast. You have to have bird's eye view on what's happening on the chain currently. I like to use Explore page more of as indicator of what's trending on Solana. And now I'll show you how you can set up automations, and this is very important because without automations you are not utilizing BullX to its fullest, because it can take profit for you, or you can set up stop loss so you won't lose all your Solana on a meme coin that's actually running. So to create your new strategy, just click on this settings button and create new strategy. For stop loss, some people say they never use stop loss. For me, I want to set up mine at minus 50%, and then I will sell 100% of the supply. So if the meme coins drop by 50%, I'm gone. And you will use stop loss just to preserve your Solana, because chances that the meme coin is going to come back from the dead are quite low, and it's way better to use this Solana to trade on a different meme coin. And now take profits. You can do the simplest strategy, so when the token is going to increase by 100%, so you doubled your money, you're going to sell 50%. However, as I mentioned previously, you have to keep in mind the fees. So you may, for example, wait until you get 110% to sell 50%, so you are actually at break even, or just sell smaller percentage of supply at 100%, like 40. It depends on you, and this whole selling strategy depends on the amount of Solana you actually want to use. You can also set up another take profit. Once the coin increases by 500%, you're going to sell 25, and then you leave a moon back. And once again, this selling strategy largely depends on the amount of Solana you own. If you have less than one, even less than half Solana, you have to be in and out of trades very quickly. You have to stack as much Solana as possible, so leaving a moonback and waiting days or even weeks for it to grow, it may not be the best strategy for you. So once you create your strategy, type in the name and save your strategy. And you can trigger it automatically every single time you execute the trade, so you don't have to remember it. Just click select on the one you want to use and it's already active. So every single time you start a new trade, this trading strategy will be used. So now I'll show you how you can actually place trades using BullX. And buying and selling is very straightforward. You have two options: market or limit. Market just place the order at the exact price that's currently on the market, and limit orders allow you to choose when you want to buy and when you want to sell. And for example, you could set up that once this coin drops by, let's say 55%, we are going to place our order. So here you specify the amount of Solana you'd like to use, and then just click confirm. And once the price drops below this point, this order will be executed. And the selling process is also very similar. You just specify the amount of tokens that you want to sell. You can use the amount of tokens or percentage. So let's say you'd sell 50% at the limit order once the price increases by 500%. And you can see nicely on this chart where the price has to go through until this order gets executed. And you can inspect all of your orders down here. And you also get a notification on your Telegram if the order gets through or it gets rejected because you didn't have enough Solana in your wallet, or the slippage was too low, or something else happened that your transaction got rejected. So now you know everything you need to start trading meme coins using BullX. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the description below, and make sure to use the link in the top of the description to access BullX. If you want to know a different strategy for making money with meme coins, this strategy is boring, however, it works.